Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a little bit of a different video for you. I don't normally make these types of videos, but I wanted to touch on the latest Instagram algorithm update that's kind of unofficial because there's nothing really about it anywhere on the internet. But I do want to talk about it because I know that a lot of you out there have sort of struggled with this update. And I want to give my 2 cents on it because it's probably the first update that I have personally noticed myself on Instagram. So what we're going to do is just chat about it really quickly, and then we're going to talk about what it means for you, and I'm going to give you 3 tips and then a bonus one for what you can do to make sure it doesn't continue to affect you heavily. So back at the beginning of June, it seems that there was an algorithm update on Instagram. And certainly from what I've seen from my own account, engagement has been down, reach has been down, and really, if anything, it feels like crickets. And it doesn't really matter when I post, it just seems to be a lot more calm. I normally get that flurry that you get from the hashtags, and people that you know who like to keep updated with your content, they typically, comment and like and that kind of thing. But even the people that regularly interact with my content, I find I'm not even getting the interaction from them. Now, again, all of this is a variable. I could have rubbish content, right? I don't think I have rubbish content, but maybe I'm just not hitting the nail on the head with it. So typically on Facebook or Instagram, whenever there's an algorithm change, I find that for about a week or so, all the stats go down. So particularly on Facebook where, it's graphed out quite nicely and you can see it, I find that I lose about 20% of the reach that I'm normally getting or more. I normally just wait that out. I keep doing what I'm doing, I don't waver, and I wait it out, and it typically self-corrects. Most of you know that I manage other people's Instagram accounts, and I haven't actually noticed it on those bigger accounts. I've really only noticed it on mine because mine's a little bit smaller. So like I said, reach has diminished. Engagement has certainly been down. And I don't know about you, but my follow count is growing extraordinarily slower than it ever did before. And just quickly on that, before we dive into these tips, I want to say I was chatting with Montana, shout out to Montana Pratt, who is in the same industry as me. We were chatting in the DMs. So one thing that Montana said to me was that she's noticed the engagement drop, but she's also noticed that she's not getting all of those bot comments anymore. Now, it's different for different industries, but particularly in the marketing and social media industry, bots they run rampant. It's frustrating, and every single time you post anything, you're going to get, anywhere from 4 to 10 comments, depending on how big your account is. And when she pointed that out to me, I thought, you know what? I didn't actually notice that. But she's exactly right. I've barely noticed a single salesy or bot comment since. So anecdotally, I'm thinking that Instagram's actually cracked down on that spammy comment type of situation. And while we were chatting, I also said to her, I've noticed that my account is growing slowly. However, what I am noticing is that when I do grow, I'm not losing those followers. So again, anecdotally, I'm thinking that perhaps Instagram is really cutting down on that follow, unfollow activity. So that's a really good thing, guys. So don't be discouraged if you're growing slower or you're getting less comments because you're not getting the spam comments anymore, because that's actually a really good thing. And moving forward, we want to grow. We want to be engaging with real people and real humans and building real relationships, and not having to just deal with all of the spam that comes as a result of using hashtags and things of that nature. So that being said, let's dive into my 3 tips for you to help you stay the course and not be discouraged, because it really isn't something to be discouraged about. All right, so for those of you who know me, my first tip is a no-brainer, and you're probably sick of me saying it, but really you need to be consistent and you need to have quality content. That's one tip. Like, I'm not even going to split it into 2. You just need to be consistent, and you need to be good. You need to know what your audience needs, and you need to give it to them as often as you can, basically. Particularly in times like this, if you are consistent and you are showing up, you're actually doing the opposite of what other people are doing. They're freaking out, you're staying the course, which means you're calm and you're putting out content, and so your people are seeing your content, and you know, if it's good content, they're going to be engaging with it and liking it and all of that good stuff. And you'll find after no time at all, you'll be back on track. You will have actually adjusted to the new norm. That's really important. It might never be as amazing in terms of reach. Again, I don't actually believe that, but it may never be. However, you will adjust and you'll start to feel out your new normal, and then you won't be discouraged anymore, but you do need to stay the course. My second tip when things like this happen is to start trying new features. If you're not yet using Instagram TV or you're not going live, then you need to try that functionality out, because there's a reason that Instagram have added it. So as I've stated in a previous video here, Instagram have made significant strides forward with IGTV, which includes things like, now you can watch it horizontally, you don't have to watch it vertically, you're able to link out from it. It's just got all of this diverse functionality, and to be quite honest, I wouldn't be surprised if eventually they bring out some kind of search functionality around it, similar to SEO, similar to what happens on YouTube. Right now it doesn't rival YouTube, but there's no reason that you can't be using it now. When Instagram starts to pour its heart and soul into a particular function of its platform, you need to take notice and you need to think about being an early adopter with that particular function of the platform. The reason being is that no doubt they will make it a core part of how they give your content to other people. So you can actually start thumbing through different IGTV videos just by going to your explore page now. And as I mentioned before, if you're not yet going live, that's a great way to get out there, to diversify your audience and to give content in a way that you haven't been before. And what it's going to do is actually get more eyeballs on your content that perhaps are not getting there through the feed or even through stories itself. So it's about reeling people back in. It's about, you know, casting out the hook and reeling them back in and having that point of contact with them, so that when you do put stuff out in the feed, they're actually seeing it again and liking it. And my third tip, for you is to share your content to stories and use stories every day. Stories is such a powerful feature, and I know a lot of people are afraid to get on there. You don't know how to be consistent, but I have a ton of videos on stories, guys, so get on that. You need to be on stories. It's how we're connecting. It's a really great place to build those relationships faster, and when people are watching your content and they're engaging with your content and interacting with you, then your actual feed content that you put effort, really big effort into, because it stays there forever, that's going to be served to them, and they're going to be able to see it and start interacting with that again. So make sure you prioritize stories, because Instagram has prioritized stories. And for those of you who've stuck around to the end, my bonus tip for you is to start collaborating on this platform. A great way to do this is to use Instagram Live and bring people into the live with you, because what happens is their audience gets notified that they've gone live with you. So if you bring 5 different people into that one live, 5 different sets of audiences get notified that might not necessarily be your audience yet, and yet they come in and they watch and they like you, and then they go and follow you, or they at least stalk you and maybe interact with your content. Maybe they watch your stories, which again just gives you opportunity to reach out, to make contact, to be authentic, and to begin to build relationship. Now, this is one of my clients here, and you can actually see the difference it made to their following a couple of weeks ago when they went live with someone. You can see they steadily grow anyway. However, this particular, where the arrow is, this particular spot is when they announced that they were going live, and they went live with this other person, and you can see that they jumped in followers. So I can't encourage you enough to collaborate with other people that make sense for your industry in order to grow and in order to be seen. Now, if you're going to try any of these tips, let me know below in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. And if this video meant something to you, if it helped you, if it opened your eyes to something, please give it a like below, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to pick up the Instagram growth pack below, which has Instagram strategies, it's got Instagram growth ideas, it's got tons packed in there for you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.